Let's see here. We have next my guy Antonio Taylor, and how I learned to eradicate and overcome generational trauma.
How you guys doing today? This is a personal piece that I came up with on my own because I've been through a lot of trauma, and so I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from. What is trauma? Trauma is being born to parents who never wanted you from the start, and being able to know and understand this well within the first few months of being on this planet. Trauma is being intentionally pawned off to anyone willing to assume the responsibility simply because the biological parents chose clubs, drugs, partying, and living their best lives without any additional baggage. Trauma is a child so emotionally scarred that he wholeheartedly believes that no matter what he does, it is wrong or somehow villainous, to the point that he endures beating after beating, physically and mentally, by his favorite aunt's husband, this so-called caregiver who makes it very clear that this child is the bane of his existence, a menacing, worthless coward in need of constant correction. And once my aunt's husband had children of their own, apparently my 8-year-old antics warranted much more severe corporal punishment because he stopped using his belt and graduated to his fists, which he deemed much more efficient to get the job done. My only education in the first 10 years on this earth was fear. Making the wrong move, saying the wrong thing, bringing home a bad grade, not completing my chores to his standards. Fear was more prevalent in my life than anything else. My aunt showed me unconditional love, but I lived, slept, and breathed fear. Then one day, when I was 10, my father showed up wanting his kids back. Here was my savior. Here's the thing about trauma though, it toys with you. It creates an illusion that things will get better while it waits for the opportunity to envelope its victims at a moment's chance. I stayed with my father happily for a year. Then one day, he never came home. Neither did his wife. Trauma is my brother and I continuing to go to school for the next month, wondering when our parents were coming home because we were running out of food. Thankfully, my grandma called to check on us, and when my brother explained to her that Dad's been gone for a month, she drove 16 straight hours, picked us up, and dropped us back at my aunt's. Trauma is reintroducing that horrendous feeling of fear we got as we got closer to their house. Now at 11, and only a week back at the horrible house of correction, my biological mom shows up at my aunt's house and requests to take my brother and I school shopping. This was our first introduction to this lady, but we were excited to get new clothes and get out of the house, so we went with her, thinking nothing of it. Trauma being a constant in my life, once we were in her car, this lady turns to us and says, "Listen, you guys are my children. You're coming home with me, okay?" We were terrified, but 8 hours later, when we pulled up to the house, the police were waiting for us and her. They took her to jail for kidnapping and put my brother and I in a foster home. 9 days later, trauma won out again. See, when she originally gave us up, she gave my aunt temporary custody, and the law states no matter how long that is, she is legally allowed to collect her children back whenever she wants. I tried to reason that at least I was getting away from the physical abuse. How naive was I? 6 months later, I fell asleep in her bed and woke up to her touching me inappropriately, and she made me touch her. It was sickening to me because she always smelled like Old Lady P to me. I felt powerless and insignificant until I refused her and threatened to tell my teacher what she was doing to me. A few months later, I forced her to consent to allowing me to go live with my girlfriend. I needed to get away from this trauma. I longed to study all the trauma I had been through. I needed to dissect it. I needed to understand it in order to heal from it. I've come to the decision that all this trauma stops at me. It doesn't have to be generational. I didn't deserve any of the abuses I had to endure. No one deserves to be treated the way I've been treated, but I've also come to realize it's not my fault. Hurt people hurt people. But all the trauma, the hurt, the pain, the fear, the anger, the blame ends with me. Scientists prefer to propose that we are products of our own environments or past experiences. I call bullshit. I have never and would never hurt another person the way I've been hurt. Psychologists have observed that people sometimes act first, then create justifications for their actions after the fact. I've trained myself to heal and move on, to never be affected and triggered by external or subconscious circumstances, especially those that aren't present and haven't been for many years. Psychological triggers may still be beneath the surface, but I've learned to insulate myself against the more irrational and self-defeating impulses that never will control me. I've healed, giving way to my new motto: healed people, heal people. That's how one masters and defeats generational trauma. Well, at least, that's how I did it. Thank you.
What a true demonstration of trauma and healing. Antonio, through his healing and sharing with you, demonstrated that he is no longer playing the victim of his past. What he shared with you is a demonstration that if others have also experienced similarity, that you too can get the peace and the strength that Antonio received. I see his confidence. I see that's a man that's truly healed. Next, we have Time Won't Wait by Gabe Matazoo.
Hi, everybody. All right. Hi, John Ray. We have had a lot of really incredible pieces. Please just give a round of applause for everybody. All these pieces. I came into Shakespeare a little later than some of them, and they were in the middle of writing. And I started to put together a song about how trauma affects you, and about how sometimes it keeps you from wanting to reach out and strive for whatever you actually want to do, whatever you want to be. So, this is that song, Time Won't Wait. Chasing dreams ain't what we're used to. So that we can make it in this cruel world. Climbing, crawling to the top from where we were. Well, it takes pressure and time to make diamonds and pearls. Do you want to stay home in your bed, or are you going somewhere soon, soon? chase that journey onward. Take it day by day. What's the rush? Will life will pass you by if you don't grab it first? You make the most of every minute we're given here. Do you want to stay home in your bed, or are you going somewhere soon? Soon. Did you do all that you ever dreamed of? Well, time won't wait for you. Doubts may creep, resistance pushes through. What you seek may end up finding you. Oh, I'm older and I've seen better days, but I'm still hoping for the best. Can't go back and dwell on things I would change. The present is here, future is coming, so leave the past. Do you want to stay home in your bed, or are you going somewhere soon? Soon. Did you do all that you ever dreamed of? Well, time won't wait for you. Time won't wait for you. Time won't wait. Time won't wait for you.
I told that man the moment I heard him say, man, you were definitely ready to get your contract signed. I'm sorry. Absolutely good. You got lungs, man. You really got lungs. Man, sing me another one, please. Okay, well, for our next performance, we have Like an Angel and Revelation in Life in the Fast Lane by Sam.
What's up, guys? What's going on? Oh, I know. Okay, my first song, actually it's the only song, so the song will be Like an Angel, and it's inspired from Madonna's song, Like a Virgin. So, like Virgin. Okay. Okay, are you ready? Are you ready, Jesse, brother? Okay, so on 3. 1, 2, 3. Like an angel, step right into my life. Like an angel, make your moves all right. Like an angel, keep your smile too so bright. Like an angel, touched from the very first time. Like an angel, your heart beats next to mine. Okay, while they're getting dressed for the next piece, it's gonna be a poem inspired from Book of Revelation from the Bible. It's gonna be angels, demons, monsters, stuff like that. Whenever you're ready, guys, just give me a sign. Okay, I think they're all. Okay, on three. 1, 2, 3. Here comes thunder and roar. Waves of lava off the shore. Out of the clouds, 7 faces and many horns. They shout,
Fear! Fear! All humans on earth shall disappear!
Then flames of fire. As dragons hover. Their wings are like those of bats, with claws, and their jaws are full of fangs. They spit on earth their fire. They burn all the cities, people, and they never tire. Out of the dark sky, lightnings hit the dragons while they fly, throwing them in the lake of fire, leaving them with no burning desire. Okay, my third piece is a short story. It's called Life in the First Name. It's a kid's short story, actually. I hope you like it. It's a story of a puppy called Sally and her 4 little puppies, actually called Mango, Tango, Durango, and Dan. So it starts as follows. Every morning, Sally wakes up and makes her way through towards the lake nearby, looking for something to eat, and brings back with her to feed her little puppies, Mango, Tango, Durango, and Dan. One night, Sally woke up earlier than usual and hurried off toward the lake looking for food. It was pitch dark. Sally could not see further than her nose. So Sally started to feel her way through until she reached the lake shore, where she lied down, closed her eyes, and hoped for the sunrise. Suddenly, a wild turkey, who was blinded by the darkness, while walking, it stumbled and fell into Sally's lap. With a blink of an eye, Sally jumped on it, grabbed it from its neck, and dragged it back to her puppies to feed on. It was about sunrise, and Sally could see her through. Her puppies were thrilled for Sally's cake, so they filled their stomach, played, and enjoyed the rest of the day. Today's lesson from this short story is, don't walk in the dark path so that you don't stumble into someone else's lap. Thank you.
great performance by Sam. Can we get another applause for Sam? So next, we have The Troubled Life of Quintus Andronicus by Jason Weiss.
Trigger warning, this is a heavy topic, so please brace yourself.
Previously on Titus Andronicus, one of Titus's sons, Quintus, was drugged and fell trapped in a pit. Not long thereafter, he was sent to prison, where he unknowingly awaited for his death.
There I was, working a job, minding my own business, enjoying my life, with my girlie by my side. Created a family of our own. Creating a family of our own, and building up our home. We were doing big things when suddenly, out of nowhere, I got hit. I fell trapped into this pit, into this giant hole in the ground. Instantly, my sight became dull, and I was surprised with an unwelcome fear, while a chilling sweat ran down my trembling limbs. All the while, my heart suspected more than my eyes could ever see. I had no more strength to figure out what had happened. I was all alone. There was darkness everywhere. As I drifted off into a daze, I tried so hard to figure out where I was that I began seeing things. These weird things, shapes, colors, stars, stripes, these police badges. Before I knew it, there was orange everywhere. I looked around and thought to myself, where am I? And how did I get here? When I blinked to clear my eyes, green came upon me in a flash. And when I looked around, everything suddenly turned to blue. Hey, who are you? I yelled loudly at them in a stern voice, but not one of them answered me. I stood there. Get your hands out. Let me go. What are you doing? Jeez, what's wrong with you guys? But this time it was too late. I knew right then that I was stuck. All I could do now is do my best to try and fit in. 5, 6, 7, 8.
We're all prisoners in San Quentin. We're all here to give business to our moms or our dads when they told us don't do bad. We committed crimes, so we're doing time right here in San Quentin. Bad guys are rough, so now we're tough because we came to prison. Our baby mamas can't cause drama so long as we don't call them. We hold their home with their mamas, being faithful like they promised.
I wanna go home. I hate it here. I wanna go home. I miss you, dear. I want you so. Hey, is someone with you? Come on. You promised me you're sitting me and faithful. Hello? Give me that. Hello?
Give me that. Get him out of here and go along. You're stuck here with the rest of us. So come on, get over what's past.
Man, yeah.
We miss our kids.
Well, it didn't work out.
We miss our friends. We miss everything we once had. We miss our homes. We miss our women. We miss going skiing. We miss our dogs. We miss our cats. And all these thoughts make us so sad.
Attention in the room. I'm looking for inmate number 175. Quintus, it's your turn.
That's you, Johnny. Get out of here.
You're up.
Eat a nerd.
Do I need my blues?
Yeah, take the blues out.
Pick that. Come on, Dad.
Get out of here. Your time is up.
5, 6, 7, 8.
There's one less prisoner in San Quentin. We We think he got sent to the kitchen. So if our kids are paying attention, listen up, we forgot to mention, life is short and life is hard, but it's much worse behind these bars. So listen to your convict dads when we tell you don't do bad.
Family of 175. 175.
This is for you. Is that pie?
Yes, it is. Please eat.
What's in it?
Whatever you want to have in it.
It looks so delicious. Thank you so much. Oh, wow. So I'm going to start with this side first. Yes. Oh, that is lovely. Oh, yeah.
You know something though? Every time there's one less prisoner, another one seems to come back in. That's true. But anyway, anybody hungry? Nobody want a snack? Hey, did you leave something? Oh, okay. Well, our next artist to perform is called An Unentitled by Roach.
I'll use this. I'm not understood. Thank you for showing up. First of all, I have to dedicate this to 6 friends of mine who collectively they've done over 300 years. 6 people. Now, today's focus, I guess, you could say trauma. If we put it all in one word. And I want to say secondly, is to thank Leslie, Soraya for trusting me because no one knows what I was going to do. And no one's, and this happening right now, this real time, as well as my co-performers because they have been on me, especially Tone because he thought I was going to put him on blast to sing his Game of Thrones rap. Where is he? All right, yes. I'm not going to do that. But without question, it's one of the best raps I've heard, especially when even if you haven't read the, anyway, I'll leave that alone. Okay, and I have to say this cycle of Shakespeare was extremely insightful because the experience, these gentlemen, they were extremely, undefendedly vulnerable. I mean, they held a safe space to where you normally only get that after you've been working with people for a long time. And they really showed up for that. And it was one like I haven't seen before. Yeah, you know what? I think that's what I want to do. I mean, I could do rhyme and time some words that I had put together. I have like written tons of stuff, but I really wanted to showcase them in what this is because they showed up in class and in here in a very original, a very supportive way. And I have to thank Leslie and Sarai again for letting me say something and not know what I was going to say and hope. And everybody thought I was going to do some old troublemaking thing, but it didn't. Even though the Game of Thrones rap is bomb, like, you know, I'm just saying. And I want to shout out for AE. They're having a performance next week. Not next week, November 30th. I have to support those gentlemen because they also are doing the same work. Because all these gentlemen in blue in here, they're like some of the best therapists I've ever had. I mean, thank you.
I'm one of the volunteers. I'm going to be introducing Tim's piece. I think Tim's piece really speaks for itself, so I won't say much. Tim's piece is called Lavinia Uncuffed. The life and death of Lavinia brought true sorrow into the eyes, thoughts, and hearts of many.
Your boss is dead!
You got the person that's killed!
No, you did! I saw you!
You did!
For in some sad way, such tragedy gives tale somehow into each of our own journeys. For in a violent world, unfortunately, nobody is immune. Tim McCrae developed a true empathy for Lavinia's role and invites you to share in his journey.
Okay. Hi, yeah, thank you. Here, gosh. Wow. Okay. Here are the statistics taken from the National Sexual Violence Resource Center. 20% of women in the U.S. experience sexual violence in their lifetimes. Almost 25% of men do experience sexual violence. That's more men than women. Rape is a way to assert power over another person, leaving the survivor powerless. Survivors of rape experience feelings of shame, guilt, as well as violation, hopelessness, anger, and deep pain. Sadly, many people who report rape, they are not believed or are made to suffer for reporting that rape. Folks in the Shakespeare family who have experienced rape say you never get over it. It is very difficult to get your power back, but you can gain new power. Trauma can sometimes be a catalyst for tremendous transformation. Survivors can gain a strong sense of self-resilience, self-esteem, and reliance. It takes time. You will never get over it. Some never get over it. Some suppress the pain. Survivors can easily be triggered. Though you'll never get over it, you can get through it. As one who was trauma impacted through an experience of sexual rape, I can tell you there are things in my life that stand true, important truths. Like, for example, whatever doesn't kill me will make me stronger. Or it's not about what I go through, it's all about how I go through it. In my experience and understanding within the journey, I believe there are two types of survivors. There are victims and there are victorious victors. I am a victorious survivor. I am a survivor.
I'm a survivor.
I'm a survivor.
I'm a survivor.
Okay, big thank you to Tim once again. Thank you for that very vulnerable piece. Thank you. And I'm excited to introduce you now to Yancey Dakin. Did I say it right? Dakin, Yancey Dakin, and his piece Power. Let's give a big welcome to Yancey.
This is a piece I wrote on the parallel play for TITUS Andronicus. It's about power. Back in early times, violence was the solution to end conflicts between the hierarchy of power. People were enslaved, beaten, raped, and murdered due to the negligence of people in power. Countless acts of violence created generational trauma that can last for lifetimes. The people of today, as educated people, have the power to change the outcome of our future generations by coming together as a whole. We have the power to stop the violence and selfishness of gaining power for personal gain. We need to realize that everyone bleeds the same color and cries tears of anguish, despair, and pain. We have the power to treat everyone with love and respect. We need to realize we are not the only ones who matter. We all have the power to make a difference. We have the power to smile and reach out a hand to someone in need. We have the power to treat each other equally and build each other up. We have unlimited potential to take one step at a time and work together to make a change. We have the power to create a better future that depends on us here and right now.
Our power. Power.
Thank you.
Okay, how you doing, friends out there? We got one more for you, and then we'll celebrate with some Q&A. So, I'm very happy to present Jesse Renteria, who wrote a piece called Lavinia's Quince, which reflects his own experience with his daughter and her quinceañera, her 15th birthday celebration. So let's give a big hand for Jesse Renteria.
Is an important milestone for a young Latina. It is when a young girl turns 15 years old. It is a celebration of a coming of age from a young girl to a young woman. It involves a presentation of the young woman to the public by the parents. She dresses up in her chosen dress, and her close friends dress up in a slightly different colored dress. In the times of my father and my grandfather, 15 was a marrying age in Mexico. Her friends and family are invited to a chosen venue, food is prepared, photographer, and music and dancing are the norm. In every quince, there is a brindis, a toast, usually by the father, and the father gets the first dance. The dilemma. I, as an inmate father, cannot be there for my daughter.
Last year, my daughter, Jem, was preparing for her quince. So I cannot dwell on what I cannot do, but what I can do. So first, I decided to pray to God. I said, God, can you get Jem just a humble quince? I wrote a brindis letter for her, and as if I was at her quince. My brother Paul would be my stand-in representation. This would be a surprise for Jem. In the parallel play of Titus Andronicus, Lavinia, Titus Andronicus' daughter, is about to be 15. She dreams of having a beautiful quince celebration, but there's a major problem. Her dad Titus is away at war with their enemy, the Goths. Will he be back in time? Let us see what happens. Meanwhile, at the battlefield, Titus, a noble warrior, a patriotic champion among peers, but deep inside, a loving and caring father. At midnight, between battles amongst falling corpses of gods, he reminisces.
I'm thinking of my family, and especially my daughter, Lavinia. Her quince is coming up, and I know she's planning minute, up to the minute details. This is really, really very important to her. She will be 15 only once in her lifetime. However, I'm not able to attend, for I must fight for the good of all of Rome. I will write a letter for my baby. May the God fill me with love, guidance, and compassion to write this letter. I will command a rover to take the letter and deliver it to my brother Marcus to read in my stead, representing her loving and adoring father and family.
Lavinia is asleep, dreaming, and so is Titus Andronicus.
If I could get another chance, another walk, another dance with him, play a song
May I
that
have
would
this
never,
dance?
ever end. How I love, 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 dance with my father again. If I could steal one final glance, one final step, one final dance with him, play a song that would never, ever end. 'Cause I love, 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 dance with my father again.
Lavinia wakes up.
There's just so much to do. I need to find my one-of-kind dress. All my friends are gonna be there. I'll pick their colored dresses too. Oh, in addition, I'm gonna need to find the right location, the correct music, and a fantastic piece.
At Queen Emporium's dress tailor to choose a dress for Lavinia's quince.
She's so cute, she's so beautiful. Oh no, come here. Come here, honey. Okay, you look pretty good. How's that look? How's this one look on you? Maybe? No. This is the one. Watch here. Let me see this. Here, put your arms. Let me see. Baby, let me see. Come on, baby. Let me see. Come on, baby. Okay.
After countless hours and dress changes and viewings by moms,
Mom, I found my dress.
She's so beautiful!
at the quince, Everything is better than expected for Lavinia. The matching ensembles of dress maidens and mouth-watering aromas of a specially prepared feast. Lavinia received compliments about her beautiful dress as she sways through the dance floor. Suddenly, and without warning, her uncle Marcus Andronicus calls for attention.
Attention! Attention, everyone. I have word from my brother Titus Andronicus, Lavinia's father. He commands me to read to thou and to Lavinia
First, we would like to thank all the family and friends here today for those who could not be here. As Lavinia's parents, we want thee to know that we appreciate thou all. May God bless thee all. It is my honor and privilege to present thee our passionate, strong-willed, beautiful daughter. We fell in love with her at the moment she was born, with her mother's twinkly eyes. We cannot wait to see as she shines, as she grows to know herself, her dreams, and develop her gifts and talents. In life, my precious jewel of my heart, do not look back at treasure, but at priceless moments in time with those that love. Make moments engraved in thy mind and enjoy the good and bad times of life. Keep thou God's as thee focus to keep thee grounded, and be above all else thyself. I thank the gods and the countless stars for one of the many blessings as we share it with thee all this day. My dearest Lavinia, forgive me for not being there on your special day. Save me a dance, and I will plead to the gods to move the heavens and the earth to reach you.
Love, your father, Titus Andronicus.
Let's party. Let's celebrate. Celebrate good times. Come on. Celebrate good times. Come on. There's a party going on right here. The celebration will last throughout the year. So let the good times and the laughter, we gon' say